Okay, so this comment was made by CrackMonster99. People who hate blacks don't care how we act, dress, or think. It's all irrelevant because they flat out hate us. If we change how we dress and act, racism will still exist. It'll just be justified by other means. Don't get me wrong, I agree with what you're saying. I just think that racial hatred for us will still exist no matter what. Just look at how we were treated before sagging and drug dealing actually became popular. I agree with you and I disagree with you. I just feel a whole bunch of different things when I read that. Well, for one, they hated us pre-sagging and drug dealing days because we were an actual threat. Think about the civil rights movement. They didn't want to give us extra rights. And when slavery ended, that means whenever they have to give us something, that's when they hate us. That's when they feel us as being a threat. But now for a couple decades, we're on a relatively equal playing field in the sense that rights and laws kind of thing, on paper, we're all equal. So that's not why they hate us today. I think they hate us more because of how we conduct ourselves, because of how the media represents us, and because of how they're raised in the household. So why do I think it's important how we change, that we change how we act and dress? I'm not saying change how we think, well, to an extent, but we need to change how we act, especially towards each other and to the rest of the world, because how one black person acts reflects on all of us. Now, I really don't care what these other races think. That's not the point. This is more for our benefit. I don't want to be judged based on that image that is out there, because I know we're not all like that. And the way we act towards each other, I really hate this gender war nonsense, how people are going onto YouTube and making fun of the races, making fun of each other, it's like self-hate, or making fun of the genders, I should say. I really hate that. We need to be united. Now, why is it that you have such high expectations as like a black woman of the black man, but you'll settle for the first white guy that walks by? And vice versa. I've seen plenty of black guys who are like, oh, you're too dark, when he's just as dark, if not darker, and then he goes for some fat white chick. I'm just saying, that is ridiculous. And if we change how we act towards each other, then we can get a lot more accomplished instead of just killing each other, or hurting each other, or fueling the self-hate. We should be proud to be black, not sitting here saying, you need to stop doing that because you're a bad reflection on us and it's making me not proud to be black. Now, if we change how we act with the rest of the world, maybe they will judge us differently. Some of them have had bad experiences with black people, and if they just got to know more good black people, they would change, slowly by slowly. I know in Canada, the first thing they put into your mind is, don't like natives. Natives are all drunkards, they're all hoes, prostitutes, druggies, whatever. And basically how they think of black people in the United States. So you think that, and then you get scared, you get paranoid. But then you get to know a few good ones, and then it's just like, okay, you know what? You remember that all people are different, that they're individuals, and they have no control over what the rest of their race does. So, I mean, if people can do that, if I can do that, then I don't see why others can't. So that's another benefit. We have nothing to lose from this. How we dress. I mean, gosh, I can tell you so many stories just as a woman. If I dress provocatively, people think I'm a slut. Even if I try not to dress provocatively, people still think I'm a slut anyways. Because something looks one way on me and something else on somebody else. But if you dress if you dress one way and you act in a way to match it and therefore fulfill the stereotype, you're going to put people on edge. They are going to be scared. I will admit it. If you're big, if you're, well, I guess size shouldn't be an issue. Race is not an issue. If you're wearing like a brimmed cap or whatever and you're covering it so low that I can't even see your eyes, your pants are sagging, you're wearing baggy clothes, and you're being loud, obnoxious, aggressive, I will be scared, regardless of your weight, race, or your weight, or your height, or whatever. If you are wearing a Confederate flag, you have a shaved head, and maybe like some goth jacket on top, I will be scared, especially if you're spewing out hate speech. That's just another one. I'm just throwing it out there. It goes both ways. People are judged based on first impressions, and appearance, that's a big one. So there's a time and a place for everything. If you know that you're going to be hanging around black people, then you can act more comfortably, I guess. Just, you can continue speaking how you choose to speak, you can dress how you choose to dress because you're around people who understand you. But when you're meeting people for the first time and they don't know you, you're going to give off a certain impression. There's a time and a place for everything. I mean, if you're going to a club and there's a whole bunch of strangers, who cares what you're dressing like? But if you're going to a job interview, that's a whole other story. How you speak at home with your family, that's one thing. But if you go to a job interview, speak proper English. I mean, come on. It's just common sense like that. And then the thinking aspect, we need to change how we think. We have this self-hate complex, whether it comes to colorism, or hair, or gender, or black people are going out there and making a fool of themselves. I'm so ashamed to be black. Or the simple fact that you don't know your history, so you think it's okay for people to treat you like this, that it's just a joke, that it's just teasing. That's when we need to change the thinking mindset. They can hate us for whatever reason, but we shouldn't be making it easy for them. Yes, they will find a way to justify it no matter what. But how stupid do you sound in this day and age for saying, I hate someone solely because of their skin color? Yes, they're successful. Yes, they're educated. Yes, they're doing something with their life and bettering the community. But I hate them because of their skin color. Now, how smart do you sound? And over time, that pitch of white supremacy, they will have a harder and harder time selling it to their children if their children are having good experiences with black people. And if they're seeing positive images of black people. We know that those white people, or the media I should say, hunt to find negative images of black people and to plaster it around for everybody to see it. So if you know that, you need to be on higher alert. Now, I'm not saying change who you are completely. If you're a hoe, go ahead, be a hoe. That's your business. But be more discreet about it. And what else was I gonna say? We also need to change what we like. We're feeding into this self-hate complex when we allow people to refer to us or to themselves as niggers or bitches. Okay, there was a time when we were saying brothers and sisters. There was a time when we were talking about love, respecting ourselves, how to use protection, or the consequences of the STDs. Songs had a meaning. There was something more to them. There was depth. as opposed to cake, 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 or sex in the air, I love the smell of it. It's like, no. Our songs have no meaning now. And they just perpetuate a stereotype, and it's negative, and it's not doing anything for us. Okay? I'm not saying stop listening to Rihanna. Just tell Rihanna, if you don't start talking about something positive, if you don't sprinkle a little bit of that, I'm not buying your shit. Okay? That's all you gotta do. I'm not buying it. I don't want to hear it. I'm not going to request it. I'm not going to participate. That's what you gotta do. Because how do you like Tupac, and then you're going to sit around and listen to somebody like Wiz Khalifa talking about getting high all day, or somebody talking about gangs and beating up women and drugs, and I mean, mostly some of these people haven't even participated in that. Wasn't Snoop Dogg famous since he was like 16 or 17? 50 Cent, he said he's never smoked drugs or done drugs, but yet he's singing about it. So you're feeding into this false image, this illusion that they've glorified, because you think they've done it, when in fact they haven't done it at all. So we just need to educate ourselves and to remember what was. Let's look at that as a template and build upon it. Let's go back to Fight the Power, Keep Your Head Up, Changes, Unpretty, Waterfalls, all that good stuff. That is still good music. That's classic. At the end of the day, I'm going to remember that, as opposed to cake, 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 cake. I mean, I'm already sick of that song now. Already. I don't know. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking.